So it's going to be an exciting few months for the future of our country. I think we really need some change, some energy, some dynamism, some leadership to get this country moving again, to get our economy moving again, so that when all of you leave here with all the great training and all the great skills you're getting, you've got the chance of a good future with a well-paid job in an economy that is actually making things again and working again, rather than where we are right now. Gordon Brown says, stick with me. Frankly, I think we are stuck with him. The whole country is stuck. The economy is stuck. Society's stuck. Nothing's moving. And I think we need some change, some energy, some dynamism to get things going. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, let's have some questions. Who wants to ask a question? Questions from anyone? All right.
Do you believe we can get us out of recession?
Yeah, I do, because I think what's going to get us out of recession is some confidence. And at the moment, there isn't confidence in our economy.
Sorry, that's not being rude, but what makes you different to giving us confidence in Gordon Brown?
Because we're going to deal with the debt quicker. He's saying, put it all off. We're going to have to take some difficult decisions. We're going to have to freeze the public sector pay, because the public sector's had a better time than the private sector, and we've got to start paying down that debt money. And if we don't do it, I think we're going to have more of a problem. We could end up like Greece, you know, where the debts get bigger and bigger and bigger, the confidence goes and the economy doesn't move again.
We get a lobbyist for it, like Greece. We need an experienced prime minister right now to lead us through our hard
Well,
times.
we've got it.
We don't need a new point right now.
We've got an experience. all right, one at a time.
I think, well, if you're going to bring something in, why not? But I want to know how and when and how long it would take.
Okay.
I was going to vote for you.
Okay, well, let me tell you. So we have a budget. We have a budget within 50 days of the election. In that budget, we take some of the steps I was talking about. Like we say, any new business that starts up, the first 10 people they employ, they don't have to pay national insurance. We've got to make it easier for businesses to get moving, easier for people to employ people. Let's make it easier to set up a small business in Britain. You look at the forms you have to fill in, the trouble you have to take. It takes twice as long here as in America. We've got to make it easier for people to start up businesses and getting people working for them. And to the gentleman who says we need some experience, I say we've had his experience. And what did it give us? The longest recession since the war, the deepest recession since the war. It hasn't worked. We've had the experience. It's time for change.
How it's felt to an everyday person. This recession has not affected the everyday man and woman like the early 80s recession caused by your predecessor Margaret Thatcher. This is still not nice and it's not that bad.
I think you find a lot of people would say this recession has been bad. We've got record youth unemployment. We've got more people coming out of universities not able to find a job.
Look how big the population is compared to back then. Unemployment is only at 2 million now. We expected 3 million.
Unemployment is at 2 million, but if you look at the people...
And everyone's been saying 3 million.
If you look at the people... Okay, other questions? I'll come back to you, sir. Are there any other questions? Anyone from the press? They normally want to ask a question. They're very quiet today. Sir? Well, I think what we need is for the government to take a stronger line on this. We've heard the Transport Secretary condemn the strike, but I think, frankly, we need to hear that from the Prime Minister. This is a great British business. It's an important business, and I think people need to know that the government is saying this strike is wrong, this strike is not a good thing. In terms of legislation, if ever there's need for legislation, we'd look at that. But I think the laws we've put in place in the past still work. We can still make those laws work for the future. Nick. Well, I'm fighting this election to win this election outright. And I think we can win this election outright, and I think that would be better for Britain if we did, because we need a government that can make decisions, make long-term decisions, and actually act in the interests of the country, thinking 5 years ahead, not just 5 minutes ahead. But it's one thing Nick Clegg said is right. It's going to be up to the British people to decide what they do with the existing government and what they have for the future. But I would recommend a government that can make decisions, that has the energy, the vision, the values to get the country moving again. That's what we need. Sir?
What's going to happen to EMA?
EMA, we'll keep it. We've had a look at it. We think it's worth keeping it. Do you think it's a good thing? Yeah. Okay. How long will you? Yeah.
My experience with the job centre is that they're trying to block me at every part.
Right. I think the most important thing with people who've been long-term unemployed is to recognise that the benefit as a country, if we can get you off unemployment and back into work, is huge for us as a country. And so what we ought to be doing is getting the welfare to work providers and saying to them, the harder the person is to get back into work, the more we will give you for getting them back into work. It's called payment by results. And I think this does make a difference. Just, you can come back, I promise. But right now, it's crazy. The system doesn't let you spend the savings from getting you back into work. We should spend the money that we're going to save by not having to pay your unemployment benefit and all the future taxes you're going to pay. Spend some of that money now to give you the training and the help you need to get the job so we get you off the unemployment register. That's what we'd do. We'd tear up the existing rules that stop that from happening.
What I've heard, it sounds like you'll be making people who are unemployed work for no money. And they'll be going out and doing jobs for no pay at all. That's what the jobs will make them do to earn their jobs.
No, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is if you can work, right? If you can work and you want to work but you can't get a job, we will help you. We'll have these new welfare to work providers to get you the training and the help you need. But if you can work and you're offered a reasonable job but you don't take that job, we don't think you should be able to go on claiming benefits as before. You should have a reduction in your benefits. But you want to work, sir. You want the help. We want to get you the help to get you the job.
I think housing is a major issue at the moment. How are you going to help electors?
Which, in terms of affordable housing, rented housing?
Like
Both.
people that are homeless as well, being able to get back into housing. People that are moving over from other countries recently and then getting housed before people that have lived there all their lives and still aiming.
I think the best thing we can do is these rent to mortgage schemes where you start off, you pay a little bit of rent and a little bit of mortgage. That actually encourages the council to build flats and houses like that. We support that scheme, and I think that's the best way of getting low cost housing, more of it built, particularly in London, to make sure people can get their first foot on the ladder. Go on. Sorry, can you say that? I can.
Everything you're saying is some benefit to the country.
Yeah.
You're only one man. How do you do this by yourself?
Well, I can't do it all by myself. That's why I've got a good team behind me. I've got people like Ken Clarke, who was the last Chancellor of the Exchequer to take the country out of recession. I've got people like William Hague, who's got great experience. I've got good people with me. And what I would say is you should trust the person who's telling you the difficult stuff, right? In order to get the budget under control, we are going to have to take some tough decisions. And I told you about those. I didn't say, oh, we'll do it all later. We'll tell you all after the election. We're telling you some of the difficult things now. Because I think we've had a difficult recession in this country. We've had the scandal of MPs' expenses. And I think people who are entitled to vote are entitled to some answers from their politicians about some of the difficult stuff. So we've said, yes, we're going to have to freeze public sector pay. I know that's not popular, but we're going to have to do it. Yes, people who are earning £50,000 shouldn't be getting tax credits. I'm afraid we can't afford that anymore. This doesn't apply to many of you because there are quite a lot of young people here, people are going to have to start retiring at 66 rather than 65. We're saying some of the tough stuff that needs to happen because I don't want to take you, sir, don't want to take your vote for granted, give you some soft soap now and tell you the easy stuff now and the difficult stuff later. I'm telling you the difficult stuff now because I think you've got the right to hear it so we can dig this country out of the hole it's in.
Are you going to put a stop to the expense accounts that have been in the press?
Yes, we're basically saying make the whole thing transparent, limit what MPs can claim.
Why don't MPs just run away like everyone else and not have an expense?
Well, I think the difficulty is they do have to live in two different places because they live in their constituencies. Hang on. They do get good money, and that's why we're saying no more claims for food, no more claims for furniture, none of all the rubbish that went on, and every single thing must be transparent. And if people break the rules, they should be able to be turfed out of Parliament by their constituents. That's what we're saying. Yeah, sure.
As I'm at the other end, age-wise, are you going to be doing something about age discrimination in the workplace?
Yeah, this is really tough. We were talking about this earlier. All discrimination should be illegal, whether it is on the basis of someone's colour, on the basis of someone's sexuality, or on the basis of someone's age. And I think we need to be clear about that in the law, But we also need to encourage companies to recognise there are many older people in the workforce who would be great if they work for them, who actually have good records of turning up for work, good records of looking after customers, and we need to do that, encourage them, and then they'll lead by example. Any more? I think we're just about, we've got one more over here.
Some of the people in this room seem quite angry with you when they're talking about Margaret Thatcher. Does that a sign that you failed to show the public that Tories have changed the view?
No, I don't think that's right. Look, politics should be lively in the round. There should be arguments. There should be debates about what happened in the past. Look, I got the thumbs up from the guy who said he didn't like Thatcher. That's what it should be. Find me the time when the Prime Minister stands in a crowded room without everyone pre-screened. This is what politics should be like. And this is what you're going to get from me at this election. Not a script, not a lectern, not surrounded by a bunch of hand-picked people, but proper, live, public meetings where actually we can argue about the future of our country and then together we can decide it, right? Good. Yeah, he will definitely be on the telly, I can guarantee it. Thank you very much. I've really enjoyed coming today. Thanks a lot. Thank you.